Today we're having a battle of the bacons. We got cold smoked bacon here and hot smoked bacon over here. We're gonna find out which bacon is the best bacon. First, let's go back in time and see how we cured and smoked this bacon. Be right back for the taste test. Watch this. Of course, the first step in making bacon is finding yourself some high quality pork bellies. I picked mine up from a local slaughterhouse. I had them remove the skin for me because they're much better at it than I am. Removing the skin can be quite tricky. Next thing we're going to do is unfold these, open them up, and I like to use my hand, rub all around, and we're going to feel for any bits of bone, cartilage, or silver skin that are not going to make for delicious bacon. Just use a nice sharp boning knife and slice off any parts you don't want. You might also want to slice off just a little bit of fat around the edges, but that's completely optional. The most important thing is to get off any tough bits, and also there might be a few glands you want to remove. Just feel all around. Next, we're going to weigh each belly individually so we can make the right amount of cure. It's very important to use an equilibrium cure. This way your bacon will not be too salty. What I use is 2.5% salt, 0.25% curing salt, and then the recipe calls for 1% sugar. But what I do is just give them a nice coat of real maple syrup as a binder. Also, I include a little bit of black pepper in my cure. I don't have an exact amount, I just add it until it looks right to me. So we get this maple syrup in the vacuum bag, wipe it all over the bacon. This is a messy job. You're going to be really sticky when you get done. But do your best, rub it around. The advantage of putting it in a vacuum bag like this is, even if you don't get perfect coverage, the juices that extract are going to have all the salt in them, and they will penetrate all the parts of the belly. So just do the best job you can. Rub it all in good. Nice to have a helper or two. I got my kids out here with me. Not sure how much help they are, but they're having a blast. You might notice the camera's a little bit shaky. Well, my 6-year-old, she's running it. She loves doing it, and I'm not going to stop her. The boy, he's doing God knows what in the background, causing havoc.
What are you doing today?
Now, here's his favorite part, the vacuum sealing.
And put some salt on. Season. This is season. You know why?
Why?
Because I've been doing all the day.
Bill, you didn't explain it as well as you could.
That's what you hit. That one?
Okay, now hit the vacuum seal right there.
Why did they want to do that? Why did they want to do?
Well, the juice isn't going to come out, but
I like to double seal my bags. Gonna move it down, seal it again. Once these are sealed, we're gonna put them in the fridge and rotate them every day or so for 7 to 10 days. I normally go about 8 days. I find that is plenty of time to cure. You're gonna be able to tell when your bacon's cured by the touch. It'll start to feel hard. That's how you know that it's fully cured. After the curing process comes the very important step of rinsing. Depending on how salty you like your bacon, it's going to depend on how you rinse it. For me, I give them a good wash down with the hose out in the driveway. I let them soak in fresh water for about 5 minutes. If you want yours less salty, soak it longer, up to an hour or so. But for me, it's a quick rinse. There they are in that fresh water, done soaking, time to pull it out. We're going to hold this up for a little bit, let it drip off as best we can, and then we're going to put them back into the refrigerator on wire racks for at least 24 hours. You want to let these dry and get a little bit tacky. They form what's called a pemmicle, which allows the smoke to stick to them. Time for the hot smoked bacon now. Putting this in the Z grills, running on Jack's Jealous Devil pellets, and we got a cold smoke generator we're going to put in there to kick up the smoke flavor a little bit. There it is, smoking good. We're going to keep an eye on this with the included meat probe. We want to cook this to somewhere between 140 and 150. The smoker is set to 160 degrees or low smoke. Use your lowest setting you have for this. This only took a few hours, and the bacon was done. There it is. We'll put this in the fridge. Now on to the cold smoked bacon. Going to use that same smoke generator, fire it up with the torch. The key to this is to get it burning really good in one spot. This way you don't have any flame outs. Once it's really burning, you can take the torch away, but go ahead and let those flames burn for a few minutes. Another trick is you can microwave your pellets to remove any of the extra moisture. While that gets going, let's get our smoke controller on from Inkbird. This is a homemade adapter I made. The silver part there came with it. That's meant to go onto a Kamado style cooker, but I adapted it for my Lone Star grills. Going to set the ball valve to halfway. Go ahead and put this smoke controller on. The key is to have constant airflow so you don't have bitter smoke. All right, time to blow this flame out. And this will start the smoking process. Look at that smoke. Wait till you see how much smoke this little generator can make. Got all 3 bellies waiting, ready to go on the smoker. Get the door open. Look at that smoke from that little generator. Really impressive. This is why we got to use the fan. You got to keep the smoke rolling or else it'll get bitter. Time to hang the bellies in there. I like to smoke overnight while the temperatures are cooler so we can keep it colder in the pit. We're just going to put these in, shut the door, and go to bed. I know from experience that the cold smoke generator will burn for about 6 hours. I'll check back on these in 8. And then what we'll do is we'll put all the bellies in the refrigerator, and we want to let them sit so the smoke can equalize for at least a day, preferably 2 days before slicing. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of bitter smoke on the outside and no smoke on the inside of the meat. This is a really important step. Do not skip it. Time to slice. Here's the hot smoked bacon. You can see it's got nice color. It's also a little bit stiff. I did put these in the freezer for several hours to stiffen the meat up to make them easier to slice. I think this one might have gotten a little bit too cold because you can see I'm having a hard time slicing it. But that's better than it being too warm because they're really soft and do not slice evenly. And by the time I get to the other end, it had thawed out enough and the slicing went quickly anyways. Did you see how I got this to fit on there? This is a 10-inch slicer and probably a 12-inch belly. I fold them in half like a taco. Just take your time and keep slicing. Like I said, it got better towards the end. Check out that slice. I will say with the hot smoked bacon, the slices look a little bit nicer because they plump up as they cook. There's that half belly, all sliced up, looking good in the meat lug. Onto the cold smoked bacon. This bacon does not have as much color and is much softer because it's still completely raw. Only has smoke flavor. Gonna go ahead and get this sliced. This is slicing much nicer. Once you get into making bacon, you're definitely going to want to invest in a meat slicer. Nice thick hand slices are nice, but it's great to have uniform thin sliced bacon. There we are. Let's take a look at this. As you can see, it's not quite as plump. This is both from the same belly. Again, here's the cold smoked bacon in the lug. This bacon's all done. Let's get back to the taste test now. What you've been waiting for. When I cook bacon, I like to start with a cold pan. I find it cooks more evenly. Also, another tip is if you cut your bacon in half, it's easier to get those fatty tails to cook evenly. We're putting the cold smoked bacon on this side, and the other side of the pan we'll have all the hot smoked bacon. The hot smoked bacon we brought to an internal temperature of 150 degrees. The cold smoked bacon we never cooked at all. We ran it with a cold smoke generator in my Lone Star Grills Insulated Mini, and we maintain temperatures of around 60 degrees in there. The trick to cold smoking is you need to maintain temperatures below around 90 degrees to be safe. I always like to keep them around 80. So there we go. We got the bacon in the cast iron pan. This is my new number 8 skillet from Lancaster Cast Iron. Loving this pan. It's my everyday pan. We're going to get this on the outdoor stove. We'll check back. taste test here on this hot smoked bacon. Gonna give it a pull test, see how tender it is, just for comparison. Came right apart. Time for the taste test. That's good bacon. To me, it needs a little bit more smoke flavor. But if you only had store-bought bacon, this is still gonna be a big step up for you. Now, this is my everyday bacon here. This is a cold smoked bacon. Let's give this a shot. Let's give it a pull test, check the tenderness. No difference there. That's got the smoke flavor I'm looking for. I think both of these are great bacons. I might try the hot smoked bacon again, but I gotta get a little bit more smoke flavor on somehow. I did run the cold smoke generator in the pellet grill, but still felt like I could have gotten a little bit more smoke in there somehow. It's just not quite smoky enough for me, but that's personal preference. So I encourage all of you to go make some homemade bacon. However you're gonna make it, just try it. You can't beat it. It's super simple. It takes a little bit of time, but it's mostly time just sitting around waiting. There's not really that much to do. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, subscribe, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, share the video. I appreciate everybody's support. Have a great day.